Find the gradient of a line from the graph. Pause the video and have a go at example 7. The gradient, or the slope of a line, is given the letter m. The gradient tells us how y changes as x changes. So if we take this black line, it has a slope, it has a gradient, how steep it is. And if we look at how x changes by 1, y changes by a half. As x changes by 1, y changes by a half. And that pattern, or that 1.5 each time, gives it its steepness. And we call that steepness its gradient, m. For the blue line, as x increases by 1, the y value increases by 6. So its steepness is 6, or its gradient is 6. A large value of m means that y increases quickly as x increases, and hence the line is very steep. So this would be an example of a steep line, because as x moves up by 1, the y is increasing by 6, a large value. A small value of m means that y increases slowly as x increases, and the line is very shallow, or not very steep. Here we can see with the black line, if we increase the x by 1, the y only increases by a half. So that gradient of a half, a small value of m, means that the graph is quite shallow. To calculate m, we form a right angle triangle from 2 points on the line and use the formula. One of these two, whichever you prefer, which your teacher used. So m is defined to be the change in y divided by the change in x, or it's the rise divided by the run. You can see here, if we've got a line, the gradient of that line, you can make a right angle triangle. You measure this rise, this change in the y values, and you divide it by this run, this change in the x values. Let's have a go at that in these examples. Example 7. Find the gradient of the following lines. So to begin, we need to pick 2 points in the line to form a right angle triangle. So I'm going to pick this point 0, 0, because that's nice, I can see. Pick points that are exactly on the corners of the square. So I wouldn't want to pick this because it's just somewhere random, it's hard to see. Somewhere like this, very obvious to see, that's 3, 9. So I'm going to pick a point 3, 9. And then we draw a right angle triangle from that. We then can measure this change in the y values. The y changes from 0 and it goes way up to 9. So that change in y, or the rise in that triangle, is 9. And then how far does it run across? It runs 3 across, or you can see the difference in the x values is 3 and 0. 3 take away 0 is 3. So the gradient of that line is the change in y, or the rise, 9, divided by the change in x, the run, 3, and that gives you 3 divided by 3, which is 3. Part B. We need to begin by choosing 2 points on the graph. So we're going to choose this point here, minus 2, 4, and this point here, minus 1, 2. And then we draw our triangle in there. When we draw the triangle, you'll notice actually this time it's going down and to the right. Whereas before, when you drew this triangle here, it was going right and then up. Now when it goes up, that's positive, but if it goes down, that would be a negative number. So when we look at the change in the x values, it's changing from 4 down to 2, so it's negative 2. So the rise is actually a fall by 2. And then it runs across from minus 2 to minus 1. So that is 1. So the change in the x values is 1, or the run is 1. And then the gradient is the rise, which in this case is minus 2, divided by the run, which is 1, and we get minus 2. Why do we get that negative number? Well, if a graph goes, if we're looking from left to right, that's convention, from left to right, then this first graph goes uphill, and that would be a positive gradient. If we go from left to right, but we're going downhill, then it's a negative gradient. So that's why we have a minus. So minus when it's going downhill, negative gradient. Positive gradient when it's going uphill, working from left to right. Part C. We choose 2 points in this. Let's choose 0, 0. And we'll choose 8 and 6. Okay, we draw a right angle triangle. Should use a ruler for this. We'll see here that the change in the y values goes from y being 0 up to y is 6. So that's a change of 6, or a rise of 6. And how far does it run across? Well, the change in the x values is from 8 to 0. 8 take away 0 is 8. So the run, or the change in x, is 8. So the gradient is the change in y, the rise, 6, divided by the change in x, the run, which is 8. So the gradient is 6 over 8, which can be simplified to 3/4. So for every 1 you go across, you're actually going up by 3/4. 1 to the right, up 3/4. Now going to look at the y-intercept. You can pause the video and have a go at example 8 and 9. So the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. It is given the letter C. So we can see this yellow line crosses the y-axis, that's the vertical axis, at 1. So its y-intercept is 1. C is 1. This line here cuts the y-axis, the vertical axis, at -2. So the y-intercept, or C, is equal to -2. Example 8. Find the y-intercept for these lines. So if we look where the y-axis is, this is your y-axis here, and this first line cuts the y-axis at -2. So our answer is -2. Part B, here we've got our y-axis. The line cuts the y-axis at the origin, 0, 0. We're reading off the y value, and the y value would just be 0. On part C, we've got our y-axis, and the line cuts the y-axis here at 3. So the y-intercept, or C, is 3. Looking ahead of things, you notice actually if we look at the equation and the y-intercept, the equation and the y-intercept, the equation and the y-intercept, there is a link. C, the y-intercept, is the number you add or subtract to the number of x's. Example 9. Find the gradient of the line. So to find the gradient, we pick 2 points on the line. I'm going to pick this point here, 0, 1, and this point here, 2, 5. Draw a right angle triangle from those 2 points. The change in the y values goes from 5 down to 1, or 1 up to 5, I should say. That's a difference of 4. And then it goes from 0 in the x to 2 in the x. So that's a change of 2 in the x. Or the rise is 4 and the run is 2. The gradient then is going to be 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Part B, the y-intercept. This is where it cuts the y-axis. It's hard to see now because I've written on it, but there is where that red line cuts the vertical y-axis, and that point is, the y value is 1. So C is 1. If I just make that clear, so you can see that's the number there we're looking at, the number 1. Part C is to complete the table. So we're given x values, from the graph we've got to figure out what the y value is. So when x is -1, we go along to -1. We can read the graph, and the graph y value is -1. When x is 0, go along to 0, go up to the line, and we see that y is 1. And then when x is 1, we go right up and we get that y is 3. When x is 2, go along to 2, vertically up we see y is 5. And finally, when x is 3, go vertically upwards and we see y is 7. Part D, what is the relationship between the y and x values? Write this as an equation. So if we look at 3, 7, 2, 5, 1, 3, 0, 1, it's easier to see the link maybe with the simpler numbers than it is with the negatives. How do we get from 0 to 1? How do we get from 1 to 3? How do we get from 2 to 5 or 3 to 7? Well, the link is that you have to double the x value and add 1. So for example, if you had 3 and double it, you get 6, and you add 1, you get 7. So the y value is equal to double the x value, that's x times 2, or 2x, and then you add on 1. Whatever you think the relationship is, or the equation, it should work for every single x value. So if we take x as 1, if we do 2 times 1 is 2, and plus 1 is 3. If it didn't work for one of them, it wouldn't be the right answer. And then part E, is there a link between the equation, this here, and your answers to A and B? Well, if we look at the part A, it is the m, the gradient, and it's 2. And you'll see here on the graph, the equation of the graph, that the number in front of the x is 2. If we look at the part B, the y-intercept, c is 1. And you'll see on the equation of the graph that the number you add on to the x's is 1. So in effect, actually, the number in front of the x is your gradient, and the number you add on to the x's or subtract, that would be your y-intercept. I'll write that in now. So just to repeat myself, the number in front of the x is the gradient, in this case it's 2, and the number added to the 2x or 3x or whatever it would be, that is going to be the y-intercept. So we added on 1 here, so the y-intercept is 1. And just one wee extra bit on that y-intercept. The y-intercept is when the x value is 0. So here we had the x value being 0 and y was 1, so we could see the y-intercept there as well. The y-intercept is when the x value is 0.